This thing about emotional intelligence and them wanting for you to be open and understand them and stuff like that, and you to be transparent, not lie to them, and be honest with them. Okay, that's so they can get a one up on you.
You would say that you were an emotionally unavailable woman early on in your marriage.
Trust and believe a woman is not going to be honest with you. Trust and believe she's going to keep her walls up. She wants you to tear your walls down so she can get a good look at you. She wants you to get your walls down so that she can know how to emotionally manipulate you. Why? Because she can't do it physically.
Because you weren't availing yourself to him as a woman.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And it would make him angry because he wanted that whole partner. And I liked his emotions. I mean, like, oh, look at, he loves me.
She can't do it physically. She can't do it financially. So the only option she has is to do it emotionally. And she can't do that if she doesn't have a one up on you.
I mean, he would do so many things to show me that he loved me. And all I could do were acts of service back. I didn't want to be affectionate. I didn't really like it when he was affectionate. It was like very unfair at the time.
You are a resource to be managed.
I married Dan so he could take care of me.
To be managed. And they cannot manage you physically. They can't beat up on you. They can't force you to do something physically.
That was his purpose. Yeah. And I went to him and I was feeling so bad that I married him for that reason. And I apologized to him. And he said, "Don't feel too bad." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Well, I married you for the same reason." That really made me mad.
at least you're honest.
She's going to pretend like she's honest with you and she's loyal to you. And there's nothing that she wouldn't say to your face that she wouldn't say behind your back, right? Not true. And I've heard it. I've heard her. My ex is on the phone, and I've heard what they say to their girls, and I've heard what other women say about their men. Right? The version they give to you is the 180 to the version they give to their girls, and the real version they think about you is the one they give to their girls.
So interesting because I oftentimes don't hear women talk about how they can be emotionally unavailable and how that can actually impact the relationship.
Well, you can have all your friends. You know, we do that with our relationships with other women.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is, thinking that you're going to get open and honest communication from a woman is false. She ain't never going to tell you the whole truth. Your mother is not going to tell you the whole truth. Your mother has your walls up, even though you are her son. She will only be truthful with her daughters, and more likely her granddaughter, if she is lucky to get one. Those are the people who are actually going to know the whole truth. If you're male, you'll never know the whole truth behind what.
Well, you can have all your friends. You know, we do that with our relationships with other women.
Yeah, true.
And we will disclose and tell people how we feel. And yet, the person you're supposed to be telling is right next to you. And it's easy to have relationships with other women. Boy, come along to have a relationship with a man. It's kind of a different story.
Yeah, totally.
First thing they want you to do is be open and honest with them, and they get upset if you don't tell them something. Why do they get upset? Because you have walls and you got secrets and you got things that you won't tell them, just like they do. And so the only thing they can wonder is what's in your box, what's in your wallet, what's in your little cubby hole that's going to jump out and bite them in the butt. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of what you have in your secret box is going to be as bad or worse than what they have. So they want you to open yours. They're not going to open theirs. They want you to open yours so they can see exactly what it is and whether they can deal with it or not.
I was a victim, and he was the bad one. And so that's how I perceived things happening. And then as I got healthier and said, oh boy, I have a 50% responsibilities in his marriage. It's not him being bad. It's him even lacking the love that he really needed.
I wanted to touch upon this topic real quick because while these conversations were initially unrelated, I couldn't help but notice the commonalities. My special guest, whom I will call Mrs. Cartwright, goes on to explain in detail how her own emotional challenges created a huge issue in her marriage. Her emotional walls and emotional unavailability negatively impacted her household and her husband. And while she attributes it to her highly toxic upbringing and growing up in an alcoholic home, she goes on to explain the ways that it looked for her and how this kind of behavior can show up, yes, even among white suburban housewives. Now, fast forward to BGS, who is speaking of the reality of being with an emotionally unavailable woman. And yes, even if women are emotionally unavailable, they can still be manipulative, and some do that on purpose. Yeah, some maybe just simply shut down, but there are other people out there who are doing it on purpose as control and leverage. Either way, anytime you are in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable woman, that is going to create problems in the relationship, period. I don't know that I will say that women are 100% of the time going out of their way to lie to their men or hide their truth from their man. I can't say for sure that is really a trait, honestly, but I can say emphatically that emotional manipulation is something women can use to dominate men. And I think honest women who desire a level of emotional intimacy with their man also must first ask themselves if they have created an environment where their husband, boyfriend, man, whatever, feels as if he can be open with her and actually feel respected. And on some level, men and women are never fully going to understand each other. I'm never going to fully understand what it means for me to walk around as a man. I'm never going to fully understand all of my husband and vice versa. I think naturally, just by nature of, men and women being different genders, that there's just going to be a level of each other's experience that we never fully get. And that's okay. But I do think it is important to understand also the ways in which women cannot show up or the ways that they can use their emotions or what they believe is as their perceived superior emotional attitude or emotional state to try to dominate, control, or just do nasty things to men. And that can be equally as detrimental as someone putting your hands on you. So, anyways, that's what I have on the topic. But what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Did anything stand out to you? Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for listening. We'll talk later, okay? Bye.